Firstly, Dennis, I hope you appreciate the messages and the respect that people have for you because of your contribution to our football here in South Africa.
Yeah, of course, I appreciate every moment, every voice note, and those who didn't manage to send in because um, South African football has made me who I am,
Mm.
and it has looked after me ever since I arrived in the country, looked after my family, even back home. I mean, my mom lives on South African football because it's what feeds me and feeds them. So for me, I appreciate the fans and other clubs that are in the PSL and those that have been relegated. By the way, I've also been relegated once
Mm.
in the PSL, so I have to appreciate every moment that I've played for in the PSL and the South African fans and of course the sponsors because them sponsoring the league means I have to put food on the table for the family, and the supporters coming to the stadiums means that I have food on the table and to look after my kids and my family and my wife when we are here in South Africa and back in Uganda. So for me, it's been an honor, and that's why whenever I'm on the pitch, I must respect the game because the game has looked after me, and I must respect the people who invest and put money in the game and the supporters, most importantly the supporters and the sponsors. So for me, it's big up to them for all those years that I've been in the PSL, and things have been going well for me. And of course, there are bad moments and there are
Mm.
good moments, and that's football for me. I appreciate all the moments because it's a learning process, and we learn a lot of things through football.
Where were you relegated? Aces?
Yeah, I was relegated with Malanga Black
Aces.
Aces. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Were you on loan at the time?
Not actually. I was sold by Supersport
Oh, you were sold.
to Black Aces because the club got a new goalkeeper
Mm.
and Aces were interested, and I went to Aces. Didn't go as planned, and
Mm.
that's where I had a little bit of a hiccup in my career, but it was also a learning curve for me, and I appreciate the brothers who were owning Mpumalanga
Mm.
Black Aces because eventually they sold me to Sundown, and that's where I've been for all these years. Of course, I went on loan to Bidvest Vets
Mm.
for a year and came back and fought for my position, and the rest was history.
Yeah, somebody spoke about your humility. They said they know you from somewhere, but I guess that's one of the attributes that's been key to your longevity. But what would you say is key just to having such a long, successful career?
I think for me, mostly it's been discipline and trying to know when and where to be and what to do because one thing that I got in my head when I came to South Africa is that I'm here to work.
Mm.
And the moment that work stops, I mean, it's game over for me. So I had to give my best every time I'm out there. I must respect the people that I meet on the streets because they are the same people who support football. They are the same people who pay for the subscription and watch me on TV. So
Mm.
regardless of which team they support, I must respect because they know me because of who I am as a footballer, and I must represent the club in a very good way. I must represent the country that I'm coming from in a very good way, and also I must be a good human being because I'm a role model to the youngster out there who's probably looking up to me to become a better player, even better than me. So we have the responsibility to the society to show them that it's not only about being a superstar or a top guy in football. You also have to be a good person and inspire the young generation because not a lot of good stories that come out of football players, but
Mm.
a few that come out, there must be good stories, and I think the kids get to love football because of the good stories, not only to be a superstar.
Yeah, there was a voice note also, a listener concerned about the start to the season after being knocked out of the MTN 8. How's the feeling inside the camp, or how's the spirit in the camp? That was the question.
Yeah, the camp is good. Of course, we are hurt because we were looking forward to going all the way to the finals of the MTN 8. Last season, we lost to Orlando Pirates in the final, so we thought that well, this season we will go all the way and win the trophy. And of course, we had a few hiccups where the coach left, and we didn't start off also very well in the MTN 8. When we played Polokwane City, we scored last in the last few minutes, but of course we were knocked out by a very good team. That's Stellenbosch that has been giving us problems for a very long time. But the camp is all right. They are ready to fight for the remaining trophies. and starting with the Champions League that we're playing on the weekend, because it's very, very important for the club to go into the group stages, because last season we were knocked out in the semi-final. So we're looking forward to that challenge. Not easy, not a very easy game, because someone would say, yeah, it's in Mbabane Swallows, but they are there for a reason, and they went through the first game and they won. So we must give them the respect that they deserve, but we know what we're supposed to do. We need to put the team in the group stages, and that's a task that we have as a group and as individuals, because everyone has to play his role, and the technical team will support, as the management is always there for us to support us in all aspects. But of course we have hiccups, and the supporters believe that we can do much better, and the boys are looking forward to do what they're supposed to do, and that's to put the team where it belongs.
And do you believe you can do much better this season? Having just lost one game in the league last season, obviously I know the big target is Champions League, but some of the fans are even concerned about the league. Is the real belief still within the squad, especially after the changes in the technical team?
Yeah. There's a little bit of, as I said, a hiccup, but the league is a marathon. Last season we gave everyone hope that we can go unbeaten in the season, 30 games unbeaten, but we were brought down back to earth by Cape Town City, who are a very good side as well, and they show that it's not easy to win 30 games, but I believe we've put ourselves in under pressure, because now everyone believes that we can do it, and that's the task that we have, is to win the league again, and be the first ones to win the Betway Premiership. Of course, it's not easy. Everyone is looking forward. Everyone has beefed up his club. And they've bought players, and a lot of teams are looking good, but we're also looking good regardless of the few games that we've played and the hiccups that we've got in the first 2 games. But we're looking forward. It's a marathon. We're ready for that marathon.
Well, another team that was looking good was Uganda last Friday in Orlando. Dennis, were you there? Did you expect that result?
Yes, Uganda, for me it was a surprise, because there are a lot of young boys in the team. The team has been going through changes ever since I retired from the national team. Of course, there's one voice note that one was asking me in our language whether I can go back and play for the national team. No, I can't, because the boys who are there right now are doing the job. Ismail Watenga, who's on loan to Golden Arrows, is doing a fantastic job. I believe that if he was not in goals, okay, you never know who would be in goals, but he did well in the first half. We would have conceded 3-4 goals against South Africa, but he did very well. He kept the team in the game, and we managed to go away with a draw that we could have won at the last minute. But it was a very good game to watch. I was in the stadium. I was at Orlando, and of course I was divided, because my kids, some of them are South Africans, and but they're still Ugandan. So I was happy with the draw, even though I would have loved Uganda to win. But well, I will also be in Kampala to watch the Bafana game, because it's going to be a very interesting game. But they are a team in good spirits, especially that they've gone 4 points. Very difficult team to beat in Kampala. Everyone will tell you it's very difficult to win in Kampala against Uganda. So for me, I think it will be a very interesting game to watch against Bafana. But also the group is interesting. 4 points and 4 points.
Two go through.
Two have to go through, and Congo also not an easy side. But in football, you must take your chances, and that's what Uganda did, where they took their chances, 2 shots, and they got the goals, and that was the end of the story. But I think it's going to be very difficult for everyone in the group.
And I'm sure now in Uganda there is the expectation for the team to qualify for AFCON after what you guys did, qualified for the AFCON for the first time in a long time. I don't remember how long it was, but I remember you hadn't qualified for AFCON since Idi Amin was ruling. That's what I remember. Is it true that you got land and you got some gifts there in Uganda, Dennis?
Yeah, well, I got land from the Football Federation president after qualifying for the first AFCON in 37 years.
37 years.
It was a very long time, and Ugandans were really looking forward to qualify for the AFCON, because they were tired of watching other countries, and there was quality, but there was no luck in the country. So we got lucky. We started winning away from home, because in the qualifiers, the moment you win away from home, get a result, get a point away from home, at home you guaranteed 9 points. That's 3 games, and a point away, that's 10 points. You are almost there. You are 99% there in the qualification. So the moment we got that mathematic right and the organization, I think it was very, very important for us. So for me, I'm grateful that I got the opportunity to play for Uganda, and I did what I had to do. But it's time for the young ones to take over, the likes of Ismail Watenga, of course, Salim.
Where's Magula? Yes,
Magula
also.
Is
Richard's
outstanding, but of course, not all of them can play. There's also a cool goalkeeper at Venda called Charles Lukwago. They just signed him.
Oh,
now.
yes, he was on the bench for
Bafana.
Bafana. Yeah.
I guess Uganda is only bringing goalkeepers to South Africa, but there was a David Obua who was at Kaizer Chiefs, Timothy Batabaire.
Also.
There was a Postnet Omoni who was also a goalkeeper. There was a Geoffrey Massa who's a manager now.
I saw he's part of the backroom staff now.
Yeah,
the striker.
He's a manager, and a lot of players. But recently, it's mostly the goalkeepers. But it's looking good.
And there've been a lot of goalkeepers from outside South Africa, Dennis. Yeah, what gives them the edge? I mean, there's Badra Sangare, Watenga, there's you, there was Akpeyi, Chipezeze, Arubi, Ofori, Kennedy Mwene, of course. What gives these goalkeepers the advantage? We have 50 seconds over the South Africans.
Well, I think the hard work. The hard work, knowing that you are here to work, give everything, leave your piece of skin on the pitch. That's the most important thing, because what's the point of coming to South Africa and there's someone who's better than you, who's going to give more than you? But the moment you work harder than the next person, you stand a chance to be ahead of him. And I think that's what most of the foreign goalkeepers who have been in the country, they've done. I think they've done well. Yeah. Most of them, not a lot of keepers that have come to South Africa and they've been sluggish, but I believe
and we appreciate their contribution. They've made the league better, just like you have done. Good luck for league title number 12. Let's see if you can do it again. Dennis Onyango, thank you for joining us on Radio 2000 tonight.
Thank you for hosting me, and good luck to all the supporters in the PSL.